Good morning or afternoon. Today we're going to do our lesson 1-2 on applying the order of operations. So as you start, I wrote down on the side what you've, I'm sure, learned at one point is PEMDAS, and that stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, divide, add, and subtract. All right, so this is a nice little acronym. You've heard it probably since you were in third or fourth grade. What that means is that tells you what order to do what operation um, for each for each problem. So if you have multiple things, if you have an addition and subtraction and a multiply and an exponent in a problem, you'd want to work in order of PEMDAS. Okay. So in our first example, they're asking us to perform this operation. So it says 27 divided by 3 squared times 2 minus 3. So our order of operations tells us to do the exponent first. So the exponent is 3 squared. So 27 divided by 3 squared is 9 times 2 minus 3. Now, when you have, like in this case, you have a divide and you have a multiplication. Okay, technically, PEMDAS will tell you to do the multiplication first, but you really work from left to right because multiplication and division are like the same valued level of importance, if you will, and adding and subtracting are the next level of importance. So with multiply and divide, when you have those, you are simply going to just apply those as you see them from left to right. All right, so in this case, we see 27 divided by 9 is 3 times 2 minus 3. Okay, so now we can do our multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6 minus 3, and you're simply left with the value of 3. Okay. On your own, take a shot at some of these examples. So as before, I would pause the video, take a couple minutes, give them a shot, and then hit play again and check and see how you did. All right, so after you pause it and after you've made your own attempt, 20 minus, we want to square this first, 16, which gives me 4. 2 times 3 squared plus 4. PEMDAS tells me parentheses first. Well, there aren't any. E is exponents. Well, 3 squared is 9. And I have 2 times 9 plus 4. Okay, so PEMDAS, so P-E-M, so multiply. So 2 times 9 is 18. And then add or subtract would follow that, so that would give me 22. Okay, lastly, we have 32 divided by 2 to the third plus 6. 2 to the third is 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2 again is 8. So 32 divided by 8 plus 6. 32 divided by 8 is 4, plus 6 is 10. Okay, so hopefully you got all three of those correct. Oh, just kidding, there's one more. We have D down here, same concept. So you're going to have 15 plus, so again, I didn't do anything different. We want to work in order of PEMDAS. So P-E-M-D-A-S. So E is exponent, so 6 squared is 36 minus 4. And at this point, you have an addition and a subtraction symbol, so it doesn't matter which one you do first, but I would tell you to work from left to right. Okay, so as we do this, we get 15 plus 36, which is 51, minus 4, which gives you 47. Okay? All right, so the next thing you're going to see is simply just the evaluation of an expression. Okay, but you're going to apply your order of operations. So in this case, you want to evaluate 7 outside the parentheses, 13 minus 8. Now, there's actually 2 ways to do this, but to be consistent with the lesson, we're going to follow the PEMDAS rules. So remember, whenever you have a number butted up against a parenthesis, it's multiplication. So it's 7 times, and because PEMDAS starts with P, P stands for parentheses. So you want to do 13 minus 8, which gives you 5. So now you have 7 times 5, which is 35. If you take a look at the next example, now we have parentheses, and inside of those parentheses you have an exponent. Okay, so you want to do what's inside the parentheses first. Well, inside the parentheses is 3 squared plus 1. So to apply our order of operations, 3 squared is 9 plus 1. They're still inside the parentheses, and you have this 24 minus outside. Okay, so if you do 9 plus 1, you get 10. So now you have 24 minus 10, which is 14. Now, this is where it gets kind of tricky. You want to work from the innermost parentheses and work out. Okay, so in this case, the innermost parentheses, so you have really a set of brackets here is what they're technically called. These are brackets. They're boxed in a little bit. Those are brackets. And then here we have our parentheses. These are the innermost parenthetical expressions. So we want to do that operation first. So if we do 8 plus 13, that gives me 21. And inside your brackets, you have 30 minus 21, and that 2 is still sitting outside. So work now, brackets and parentheses, I don't want to say are equal value, but for right now, they're equal value. Okay, so now we're going to do what's in the brackets first. So we're going to do 30 minus 21 gives you 9. And 9 is still technically inside your bracket. And you're going to multiply 2 times 9 to give you a grand total of 18. Okay? Moving right along here. We want to evaluate this expression when x is 4. Very, very simple. Every place we see x, we're not going to write x. We're going to replace it with the value of 4. So this is going to give me 9 times 4 over 3 times 4 plus 2. All right, so in this case, now when there's a fraction bar, you can work numerator, which of course is the top, and the denominator is the denominator. So 9 times 4 is 36 over 3 times, computing this first, gives you 6, which gives you 36 over 18, which when you divide that out, you get 2. Okay. All right, your next example is a word problem. It says a group of students volunteer to collect litter for 1 day. A sponsor provides 3 juice drinks and 2 sandwiches for each student and pays $30 for trash bags. The sponsor's cost in dollars is given by the expression 12 times 3J plus 2S plus 30, where J is the cost of juice and S is the cost of a sandwich. What is the sponsor's cost? So in this case, what we want to do is looks like I left out some information here in the word problem. So here, this was needed to be added. Juice was $125. And a sandwich was $2. Okay, so juice is $1.25, sandwich is $2. That was, I think I made a typo. That was supposed to be typed into the word problem, and it was not. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out what our sponsor's cost is. So in this case, the original expression was given to me as 12 times 3J plus 2S outside the parentheses plus 30. So if we plug in our values for J, which would be juice, and S, which would be your sandwich cost, we get 12 times 3 times 1.25 plus 2 times 2, because 2 being the constant in the expression, and then the $2 for the cost of the sandwich. All right, and then plus your 30. All right, when we compute the stuff inside of the parentheses, we get 12 times 3.75, because 3 times 1.25 is 3.75, plus 4, plus 30. All right, when we add the stuff inside the parentheses together, we get 12 times 7.75 plus 30. If you need a calculator for some of this stuff, that's fine. I'm not going to expect you to do this in your head. We need to multiply 12 times 7.75, which gives me 93. So this is going to give you 93, leaving you with that plus 30 still hang on outside. When you add those together, you get 123 for your total cost. Okay, so I apologize for the typo in that problem, but you needed to be told the cost of the juice and the cost of the sandwich. I forgot to put that in there. So there it is. Bottom line is this was your expression. Once you know what the value of J is and you know what the value of S is, you can plug those values in and apply your order of operations. Okay, so that is it for your notes there. Your homework is posted right below it, Title 1.2 workbook or homework. So hop on there and get it done. I'll talk to you later.